Hi there, very happy Independence Day to all of you. You can see behind me that there are people already decorating these hop-on hop-off buses by the Department of Tourism with green, white and yellow balloons. What I am doing next to these hop-on hop-off buses? Well, I am not going to take a ride, but I am going to hop onto a bike and I am going to go for a big adventure motorbike rally called as the Independence Day Bike Rally. Come on, join me, come on. Well, I have just hopped down from the hop-on hop-off bus and here I am going to join a big band of bikers who are going to go on a trail, and they are going to go on the trail to see my Goem and your Goem. And such things basically are not possible if we don't have somebody to give us a hand of blessing. And here we have the whole team of the Goa Tourism Development Corporation who have come in full strength to wave us a goodbye. But before that, let's find out from them what is it that they wish to achieve by backing up these youngsters, these bikers who are going to go around and see Goa. And here we have got Mr. Gavin Dias, their General Manager, Hotels and Tours. Gavin Bob, can you please tell us that Goa Tourism Development Corporation has promoted this event? Why?
Good morning, dear viewers, and wish you all a very happy Independence Day. Greetings from Goa Tourism Development Corporation. As you know, Goa Tourism has been doing a number of activities to promote tourism, patriotism and integrity of our country and of our state. This is an annual event and we invite all the locals, domestic tourists and other tourists to come and join such type of patriotic events. As you can see, everybody has come in the traditional costumes, attires. And these events are for the locals more than anybody else, so that they realize the importance of the Prime Minister's vision of clean India, employment and safe tourism. We make this an annual event and we call this the Freedom Ride, and this takes the tourists and the locals to all places of Goa that is unique, culturally rich and of great historic importance.
Wow! In a small little capsule, Gavin Bob told us what they plan to achieve in this tour. But I'll tell you one thing, in any department, I have one person that I love the most, and that is the person who looks after finances. Now, all these particular events need a lot of financial backing. And ladies and gentlemen, please, if you can back the youngsters with such enthusiasm that they come forward to preserve our Goa. And here we have Mr. Dattaram Sawant, who is looking after the finances. Sir, when GTDC decided to have this particular event, were you happy to part with the prizes?
Certainly, and we are proud that Independence Day is celebrated by GTDC, and we are giving publicity not only to GTDC, also to the youngsters. And with a little amount, what we can spare, we get a lot of publicity.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, such wonderful words. With a little amount, you can achieve a lot. What memories these youngsters are going to carry is going to go down generations. It is go to far off lands, and these are the people, young people, the future of India, who will spread the word that this is my beautiful Goa. Please come, see it and keep it clean. Swachha Bharat. Now, that's not the end of the GTDC team. Who keeps in touch with all these people? The streak of very humane touch and a man with a smile. And by the way, don't tell Gavin and Mr. Sawant, he gave me this umbrella also. Okay, this is Mr. Deepak Narvekar, they are PRO. Sir, would you like to arrange such events for the youngsters where they can go and see Goa?
Yeah, definitely Goa Tourism is open to support such type of events for the youngsters. And today we are supporting this Independence Day Freedom Ride. And I am sure everybody who has participated for this event will enjoy this event and take India marching forward and celebrating Independence Day. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a good message. And now, I can't salute them because I have a mic in one hand and an umbrella in the other. But I can make them all Chhatrapati.
Freedom Ride. We had one last year where we covered North Goa and had a great time at Fort Tirakoon. So this year we are having another equally exciting Freedom Ride. We'll be covering around 110 kilometers, and there's a route map which I would like to explain to you. See that you all don't get lost. So at around 9 o'clock sharp, now 9:05 we'll be leaving from here. Try to ride your bikes slowly because there are around 10 photographers who will be capturing you all at every point of time.
Remember one thing, that today we are going on a small adventure tour which will open out my beautiful Goa to all of you. Many a times we think that Goa, we are born in Goa, we have come to Goa 10 times, so we know Goa. You will be surprised to see how many beautiful things are there. But you know, when we go around, we will find that there are a lot of aspects what Dr. Prithvi has charted out for you all on this route. Very few people may have gone. Remember, there are people who have died for something what we call as the tricolor. In India, we have got a code, the National Emblems Act, and the Prohibition of Nuisance Act to the national emblems, which does not allow us to touch this flag to the ground. So please take care of this tricolor that you are having so that you don't disrespect it.
I wish all my fellow citizens of Mapsa and the people of Goa a happy Independence Day and a happy feast also of Assumption. There are two celebrations today. Goa has been joining the mainstream after 14 years of India's independence. We got our independence in 1947, we joined in 61. So we'll be a little late, but we have caught up with the rest of India. And biggest achievement of our independence is education. Education in all spheres of life. Everything is done through education. You name anything, it is there. So that is the difference. What the people of Goa has achieved in a few years' time, it's amazing. So I wish all of them all the best.
After we left Panjim, we have now come to pay respects to the Martyrs Memorial at Mapsa. Here we can see the wreaths that have been placed, and these are all the participants who have come to pay respects over here, today being 15th August. First elected government. The elections took place in December 1963. We are now passing through the village called as Sioli, and we are going off the route now, and you will be able to see some beautiful greenery. Look at the enthusiasm of these people. They are all in orange, white, green and blue. Now that we have finished that part where we had to off-road, we have come to Kolwale, and here you can see them proceeding along the highway, and we are heading for the next part, that is Dhargari and Patradevi. Now, one of the incidents that goes down in the history of sacrifices of Goa is what we see here, a martyrs memorial, and this martyrs memorial is made up for Bala Gopal Prabhu Desai. This man was actively involved in helping the freedom fighters and the satyagrahis by putting up posters, passing messages, until he was caught by the Portuguese. And they tied his feet to the jeep when he was alive, and they drove him all the way from Sandel village till he died. This is a memorial for that man and also for all his colleagues that helped him out. We have now come to a place called as Patradevi, just across the Maharashtra border of Banda. The batch that was placed over here, there were around 2,500 people. In the morning by about 10:30, they reached the border. Among them was a very young man, 26-year-old man, who had recently got married 3 months ago, and his name was Karnal Singh Banipal. On behalf of all of you, may I request that we have a 1-minute silence for these brave souls. Where I am standing and where you are standing right now, this is Goa. While if you see the pillar over here and this board over here, this marking, the other side is Maharashtra. Now what I want you all to do is look back to the place where you have parked your bikes. Can you all see that old structure over there? That was the police outpost. Now what happened? The three parts that are very, very important for 15th August, for me to tell you about 15th August, is the border, the place where they ran and they fell down, the place from where they were shot, and in all photographs, one place which shows us that the people, when they walked in here by about 10:30 in the morning and the shooting started, how they all slept over here. In the background, the gentleman, Mr. Ravi Pandit, who is one of our poets, he was supposed to be sitting on one of the trees. Now I don't know which tree it is, but his photographs are from top. And in those photographs, we can see these people lying down here till where that car is, not more than where that car is, and in the background you can see that cross which has retained the same architecture of its pillar till today. that cross over there. The pillars, you can see that photograph over there. While everything else, there were no houses, no nothing, there were just plants over here. Now when the shooting started from there, the people had already come up over here. And when the shooting started, people started running over here and they fell all around this place. This fence that you see is the border between Goa and Maharashtra. And the original monument that was constructed is this one. So you see that the first honor of putting the wreath goes here, and then they go to the Martyrs Memorial that is erected on top. Ladies and gentlemen, when I look at all of you all with the flags, with the orange, with the green and the white, I can go back into time and understand how those people must have come. What marks this place, the most hallowed place, to be marked with just one small stone? 18 people. And it was only when that the foreign correspondent ran inside, he was shocked. He says, stop, you know, they are unarmed, don't shoot. It was only then that they stopped shooting. And only these two photographers were allowed to pick up these dead bodies and bring them out. But if we forget our history, if we forget our past, Goans will never be forgiven. There is something else that you must know. Among all the forts in Goa, like if you go to Aguad, there is a trench which we call as a moat all around, but it is dry. If you go to Kabadaram, there is a moat, but it is dry. This is the only fort that had a moat. What you see here is a moat, which has now got silted, but it had this water coming all around it. This is the only fort that had got the water moat around it. The most important aspect of a fort was the well, because even if the enemy had to lay siege, you could survive on water. So the well used to be always at the center of the fort. You go to Goem fort, it's in the center. Here it is in the center, because what they would do is either take an arrow with cloth and poison to it, and they would start shooting it inside. So if it had to fall into the water, you had no option but to surrender, because you could not drink that water. On this adventure bike ride, on the Freedom Ride, we have come here to this particular amazing structure, which is the fort of Alorna, right on the banks of the Shapara river, and the only fort in Goa which had an actual moat which allowed the water of Shapara to come inside, creating a barrier all around. Today, it is looking forward to good days, and I hope that all of you, my dear Goans, will come here and see this fort. It is beautiful, beautiful. You must come and see it. After a hard drive, right from Panjim to Mapsa to Sodie to Patradevi, and from the Amthane Dam, a beautiful dam which is made of mud, and you could see a huge quantity of water. From there, we have now come to one of the most picturesque places in Goa, and that is the Mayam Lake. And you can make out, ladies and gentlemen, that a little bit of adventure can build a fantastic appetite, and you can see most of these participants so very nicely they are having their meal. So next time you are out in North Goa, please make it a point to come to this Mayam Resort. Now that is managed by the Goa Tourism Development Corporation. Recently it has been renovated, but a place which gives you peace of mind. And this is all Goan food. So ladies and gentlemen, we come towards the end of the tour that we went on the bike on the Freedom Ride 2017, and we went from Panjim, we went to Mapsa, we went to Sodie, and then from there we went along those very potholy roads next to the canal of the Tilari Dam. We came out at Kolwade. From there we headed straight for Dhargari, where we saw a martyrs memorial. Today being the 15th of August, we saw a martyrs memorial which is dedicated to Bala Gopal Desai. From there we went to Patradevi. Patradevi, you know, is the scene of one of the most horrific incidents in the history annals of our liberation movement, because on 15th August 1955, a lot of people who came from all over India lost their lives. From there we went through some beautiful green roads, and via Chandel we went and showed you the Alorna fort. Now remember, Alorna is what the Portuguese called it, but we in Goa, we call it Halan. The fort of Halan right on the banks of the Shapara river. From there, we came via the Amthane Dam, and you saw how wonderful that dam looked. You could see the enthusiasm of those riders, and from there we proceeded to Bicholi, and then we had our lunch at Mayam. And from Mayam, we had a nice quiz for the people who were participating, and we made our way back to our origin, that is Panjim, from the historic city of Aldona, the Calvi Bridge. And here behind me you can see the Saloy or the Salvador the Mund estuarine waters and the fields over here. I am sure there must be a lot of things that you may not have known where we all travelled over here. So, if you feel that we should have told you something more, or you want to know something more about it, please write to us on the email that you see over here. Because when you write to us using our email here, we feel nice, and then we will respond back to you. We will cover up things wherever you may be. You may want to see your hometown. Let us know. We will pick up something in your village and we'll shoot that. So till the next episode, till the next adventure, or till a next festival pops up, Goenkar Bhavano, Moga Suni.